Dumelang. Today ke batla re bue ka stigma ya divorce, of being a divorced, especially of being a divorcee, especially as a woman. One of the reasons why I think sometimes people are even reluctant to divorce, it's because of the stigma that is attached to being divorced, especially as a woman. I remember, society looks at you differently if you are divorced. I remember this friend of mine, the husband of this friend of mine. He used to have a very serious problem divorced. To an extent, I remember at one stage, this woman who was divorced before and then she got married again. And then he was saying to us, encourage divorce or something like that. Encourage and to an extent, I don't know whether he didn't want this person to get married or because she was divorced before. I don't know, or maybe he felt if she wanted another marriage, then she should have stayed in the previous marriage. And then we also had a common friend, this friend of mine. Oleana was divorced. And the husband of this friend of mine didn't like that woman at all. As much as he could not say to the wife, I don't want you to associate with this woman. You could see that he was resenting this woman because she was divorced. I don't know whether sometimes people think that if you associate with a divorced woman, then it means that you will also divorce or something like that. So it's a challenge for me to say, what is it that is so bad about divorce, to an extent that people will treat you as if there's something wrong because you are divorced. And that thing, it's not only applicable to this. It's not something that it's unique to this guy. It's something that happens all the time. That's how society is wired, especially towards women. With men, it's okay. A man can divorce you today and get married. Within a very short period of time, nobody's going to say anything. But the minute it's a woman who gets divorced, then there are all sorts of things that are being said about that woman. And the sad part, the sad part about the whole thing is that, hi Audrey, how are you? I saw your mother on Sunday. She came to visit me. So what is said about the whole thing is that as somebody has bumped into my car, so that's why I was looking. I don't know how did he park his car. Some of these men can't drive properly, because he should have made sure that he parks his car properly. So, the sad part about this stigma, it's also perpetuated by women. As women, we perpetuate that stigma, because we will gossip about if somebody we hear that somebody is divorced, then we start gossiping about that person, saying all sorts of things. We'll not even go to that person and say that, I hear that you are divorced, I'm sorry about that, and try and console that person. We'll rather go and gossip about this woman, to say that, have you heard that she's divorced? And then we start spreading lies about her as to why she's divorced, and all those sorts of things which are wrong. And it's even worse when it's done by people that you trust, because these things sometimes they are not done kabat when you don't know them. It's people that you know. who will go and gossip about you because they know you are said to be divorced. So as women, we are our worst enemies. One colleague of mine, if a male colleague once said to me, if you want to destroy a woman, you send another woman. And that's true. As women, we are our worst enemies. You know, we can allow men to use us so that we can torment other women, which is just bad, because we are supposed to be lifting each other up and making sure that every time when you hear another woman talking bad about another woman, you should be able to call that person to order and say that you stop what you are saying immediately, because instead of making a fool or laughing at that person, you should be making sure that you lift that person up. So and that's why even at work you find that in most instances, people who are going to bring you down as a woman, it's other women. You will find that you are getting all the support that you can get from men, but women who are supposed to be very glad, who are supposed to be very happy that there is a woman who has been empowered to be in this position. Let's support her and make her to shine. They don't do that. There are some women who don't do that, but there are women who will support you and make sure that you succeed as a woman if you are their boss. Luckily for me, the women that I'm working with are very supportive in terms of everything. They make me to shine. I don't have any issues, and I'm not saying this because I'm on live and some of them are connected to me and then I'm buying their face. I'm not. Those women that I work with, although most of them are younger than me, they are not sabotaging me. They are making me to shine. In most instances, whatever that they are supposed to do, they make sure that they do it to the best of their ability. If they're experiencing challenges, they come to me and ask me so that I can guide them properly. So I've been very, very lucky in terms of my work, that I have these women who are supporting me and making sure that I excel in my job. But you find those instances whereby there will be women who are going to make sure, especially those that are reporting to you, who are going to make sure that they pull you down. If in most instances, that's why you hear people saying that people are doing PhD. It's pull her down syndrome, which is mostly being perpetuated by women in the workplace, whereby they pull you down so that you do not succeed in your work. And the only reason they are doing that is because they are jealous. So for me, I'm very lucky because I don't have women like that. All the women that I'm working with have been very supportive. They have made sure that I excel in my job. They have made me to shine. So as a result, I'm very thankful to God to have put people like that in my life who will be able to make me shine. So I just want to make an appeal to women that can we please stop with tormenting other women. That's why we even allow ourselves to become mistresses, because the one of the things that we also are very good in it's becoming mistresses of married men, and we torment. And in some instances, we don't just become mistresses, we also torment the wife and make sure that she suffers. That this woman cries all the time because of us. As much as I'm not saying that men are blameless, but the issue is that as women we are encouraging their behavior. It's us who are supposed to put a stop to all this tormenting that women are going through on a regular basis. With regards to, let me get back to divorce. The most interesting thing about being divorced is that even women who have never been married, this person will have never more life in this person has never been married. When you are in a marriage, not clue whatsoever. The only thing ya ka nna nga itse ka yona ke go nna le bana and then a nna le boyfriend. But in terms of marriage, this person knows absolutely nothing. Those are the worst. Ibile ba bangwe ba ba ileng gore they'll be married, ba pretend gore di marriages tsa bone they are fine to an extent da gore ba dutse ka mo di marriages tse ileng gore sometimes they are not even happy. Mara ba le busy ba jajana le batho ba ileng gore they feel gore I don't want to be in a toxic marriage. I don't want to be sick. I don't want to go mad. I'll rather be a divorced woman than be stuck in this marriage. Ba bone ba ke buang ka bone ba ba leng worse than ba dutsing ka mo manyalong a sa bereking ke ba le ba ileng gore le ka tsatsi le motlholo ga itse gore monna ke eng gore ha so ka a nna le ntwe a ibitsa monna gore gona le ba ileng gore ha na a bitsa monna o bitsa boyfriend a re ke monna mara that person was never married to that person mo bophelong ba ga so ka nyala ha so ka ba nyalwa ha itse sepe ka lenyalo mara o itse go bua ka manyalo a batho to an extent ya gore o kgona go tshwaela mo dilong tsa batho ba ileng gore they are divorced o ipotsa gore this person ka gore ha itse sepe ka lenyalo o bua eng why was I told because under normal circumstances tshwantse ba more ba the reason why wena ibile o sa nyalo ke because of go bua go ga go ke gone go etsang gore you at this moment in time you are never married. So and there's nothing, don't take me wrong, there's nothing wrong with for deciding that you don't want to get married. There's absolutely nothing wrong. If you decide you don't want to get married, there's nothing wrong with that. And in those instances whereby you are unlucky, you don't find yourself a husband that can decide that they want to make a wife out of you, it's okay also in that case. But if you are one of those people that have either decided that I don't want to get married, or you are unlucky to get married, don't talk about people who have been married before and talk bad about them. What you should rather do as a woman, you are supposed to encourage that woman and say to them, that the reason, then give them the reasons why you are not married, to say that, I'm not judging you because you are divorced. These are my reasons for having chosen not to marry. You can even say in a case whereby it's not your choice, you were just unlucky, to say that, but for me being unmarried, I think it's a blessing in disguise that I was never married, because I can imagine the pain that people go through in the marriages. So as a result, I feel sorry for you that at this moment in time you are divorced. We must try as much as possible as women to avoid situations wherein we torment other women, especially keep your opinions to yourself. Lo lese go tlhola lo bua ka batho lo he lo mone o divorcitse lo spina le di story tse leng gore they are not true in the process. Tsa gore lo speculate gore why is this person divorced and things like that. Lo etsa di story tse leng gore they are not there. Lo sa itse gore what is it that this person has been going through. Some of these marriages ke hell. If gona le opportunity ya gore o ye helling and come back, you will see gore some of these marriages ke hell. So as a result, sometimes people need to get out gore sanity ya bone e remain intact. There are many women ba dutsing in marriages which are toxic, ba feleletsa ba le depressed, ba na le depression, because they stayed in that marriage, but people are going to talk about them. They are going to speculate as to why they have divorced and things like that. So that is why in a marriage which they can see this marriage is not working, but they continue staying in that marriage because of us as women, especially in marriages which are not working, really busy reba pusha gore they must just stay. And it's not only batho fela nje basadi in general, gona le di families tse leng gore they are saying gore they don't believe in divorce. So bona in those families and sometimes it's even interesting ka the very same families tse ba reng ha ba believe ka divorce, because batho ba bone what is very interesting ke gore banna ba banyetseng batho ba go ga bone ba, this man can just go and stay with another woman while married to this person for years and years. A dutse le the other woman, but they are said to be married, and the only reason why this person doesn't want to get out of this marriage is because family ya gagwe e mo raya re no, you must stay in this marriage irrespective. Hey, you must think about bana gore hey family, batho ba re ba na le go na le di family values. A ke tso di family values ke ntho e ntsenyanye le gore motho o na le yena ha itse re family values ke eng. Because the family values, if you have to talk about family values, then both of you must know exactly what is it that is expected from you. You can't be, as a woman, be expected to behave in a certain manner, and this person can just do as they please, and then when like the family values ke selo mang. Because this person ha na true ya gore the family values ke dilo mama re expect gore wena you must behave in a certain way, to an extent gore motho a teng o khona go rwala di beke tsa ga tsa malo go dula somewhere, then nne wa boa, and then ha boa tshwantse o motse back. Those are the things tse di etsang gore lona as families but ba feleletse bale, because some of these people you can see gore motho ha normally gore you can see gore this woman ha gona any. Hi Denzel, sure, long time, I've not seen you for some time. You can see gore this woman is not normal. O depressed, another version of herself. She's no longer the same person that you used to know. But uduzi ha gona le any family members e leng gore ya re ko yena re get out of this marriage before you die. Ba mo shebeletse because they don't want to be named as this family ya batho ba leng gore bona they are getting divorced. You must refrain from that as families. Go encourage batho to sit in a marriage because lo tshaba divorce. There's nothing wrong with being divorced. Now I've been divorced before, and if it should happen gore ke be divorced, I'm going to talk about it. I'll talk about it and tell you I divorced twice. If ever it happens for the second time, I'll talk about it. There's no shame in being divorced. Hayo shame. In actual fact, the day you decide I'm going to divorce this person, you must pat yourself in the back and be proud. You can even go to the rooftop and scream to say that I got rid of Doti in my life. Now I can be free to do whatever that I want to do. The depression inside the marriage because we'll talk about you. So lona basadi ba ileng gore you talk about other people who are divorced. You must stop it. Especially lona ba isintsa mai lonyalo. How isutsa mai lonyalo re kopa advice re kopa mo go wena ke gore make sure you are a pusher so that I don't regret my decision of divorcing. You must be able to sit me down and advise me accordingly. I'm not saying if you have never been married, you cannot come up with advice better than somebody who has been married. Ntshwetse ke na le problem le tsona le batho ba ba sa nyalwang ba le busy ba tsena ka moteng ga dio tsa batho. Ke go tsamaya ba bua dio tse di sa tleng ka tsela. Ha go re gore ha o isutsa mai o nyalwe. Gore there's something wrong and ha ona di advice tse o ka di fanang ka le batho. The only problem e ke na le yona ke ya gore then wena o iketsa gore o jeso and then o jaja but ene jeso ha so ka jaja anybody. Each and every person o na le atla ko pele ga gagwe a etsa a entse dibe o na amo itshwarela amo guide a etsa dintho tse. So please guide us. If people are divorcing, as women, let's guide each other and console each other and make sure that this person wa healer. Because some of these women come out of these marriages bale broken, and they don't need us as women gape go re gatatse bo brokenness ba bona by saying horrible things about them. You know, there was this woman who came to me and told me, but ba busy ba gossip ka yena gore she's divorced, hey, all those things. And instead of these people feel sorry for hey she has lost weight. There's no way that you can stay with a person for many years and then you part with this person, irrespective of how bad that person was. You can't stay with a person for a very long time and then you leave the marriage and you are okay. Whether you have healed inside the marriage or not, for the mere fact that at that moment in time, it's now reality will have to sink in and say that I'm no longer with this person and I have stayed with this person for so long. So as a result, because now you have to grieve, whether you grieved inside the marriage or whatever, you still have to grieve after divorce. And it doesn't matter whether it's you who has initiated that divorce or the person that you were married to initiated the divorce. You'll still grieve that marriage. So as a result, there's no way that you can continue as if everything is okay. Sometimes you just go through each day. Each day will come with something better, and one day get better. But it takes time to heal from a divorce. So as a result, please, I'm asking for our support as women. Divorce is a very painful process on its own. We rona as women, we don't need gore re gakatse pain eo mo basani ba ba ileng gore they are divorced. Those people bana le bana, bana le di parents, bana le family members ba ba ratang, bana le di friends tse di tshwanang le rona ba ileng gore we still love them irrespective of whether they are divorced or not. Divorce I define anybody gore motho o etsa dilo, and it doesn't even matter gore motho o entseng in that marriage gore it leaded to divorce. It's none of anybody's business. What is it that has transpired in that marriage leading to that person a divorce? The only thing that we need to do as women, especially as women, because men don't have nagoya ya go gossip about people who are divorced. They don't do that. Ke rona basadi ba ileng gore we gossip. Ke rona basadi ba ileng gore re tormenta other women, because how gossipa ka motho o gossipa ko yena, and then there's another person o ileng gore ha rate what you are saying about that person, and they go and tell that person that we are gossiping about. So eventually this person will hear about what is it that you said about them. So as a result, let's just stop it, guys. It's wrong. As women, I hope when we go into 2025 we are going to change let's change the narrative. I mean, at my generation here, we are not supposed to be behaving like our mothers. Honestly, we can't still be behaving like our mothers. Got all this technology and everything that we get exposed to. We can't be behaving like our mothers. We need to change the narrative so that when in future they can learn from us. Or this is how women treat each other, but we uplift each other. We make sure that we know when a woman goes through a certain situation, we are there for her to lift her up, to support her, to make sure that we make her feel better. So I hope we are going to change. Really, we really need to change, because as women, I mean, they deliberately hurt other women and by happy ka yona. It makes them so happy gore ba bone another woman ali miserable. So I don't know, really. I So I wanted just to talk about the stigma ya divorce, because we go through a lot as women. But ba batla gore bona re le ko Sterkfontein rather than being divorced. So that is why other people but tolerate le the marriages tse di sa bereking, because ba tshaba lona. Otherwise na the way ke bonang ka teng gore even the way people are behaving, and they don't, and that's why some men don't want to change, because they know gore as women will still continue the same way saleng di parents tsa rona di tla ka yona, le rona re a tswella pele ka the same way. In order for men to change and ba treat basadi better, we need to change as women. Once we have changed, re etsa dilo the correct way, re etsa sure gore we support other women, ha re tormente basadi ba bang, ha re utlwisi basadi ba bang botlhoko. Some of these men ba tswile mo tseleng, they are going to change, and we are going to have a better future for bana ba rona. So we are not only doing this for ourselves, we are also doing it for our future generation. Let's think about our future generation. Maybe for us it's too late, or we can become better. Some of the men that are in our generation may never change. Maybe it's too late for them, but let's make sure the next generations are better people. And as women of this generation, we are the right people to do that. So please, let's do the right thing so that our kids and grandkids have a better future than us. We don't have to talk about money and things like that, because sometimes we think that a better future is all about money. A better future is about healthy and happy life. That's also what is important, because even if you have money, sometimes if you are not happy, that money means nothing. And if you are not happy, there's a possibility that you may end up being sick. And even if you have money, what's that money going to do for you if you are sick? Absolutely nothing, because some of the sicknesses that you get can't even be cured whether you have money or not. So as a result, let's do better, please. I just wanted to talk about that because I've been meaning to talk about this thing for some time, because it's bothering me that as women we don't support women who go through divorce. So thank you very much for watching.